Hi guys.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Sanjar, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool, great. Hi. So before we start, I want to let you know that, our audience, you guys can leave your questions in the comment section, and then we'll be asking them when the time comes. Hop, savollaringiz bo'lsa, hozir komment ochishadi, ashitga qoldirsanglar bo'ladi. Suhbat davomida sizlar ham savollarni so'raymiz. All right, our talk will be in English. I just informed our audience that we'll be asking their questions as well, so that I just let them know that they can leave their questions in the comment section.
Cool.
All
Yeah. Shall we wait a bit more? I see that community is joining. There are more and more people joining.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we'll be
discussion,
waiting.
so
Like 2 more minutes. Yeah, no problem.
a couple of minutes. Good.
Good. So, how was your life?
Yeah,
Where are you
life
now?
is good. Life is good. We're in Astana, so I think we're in the same time zone.
I think so, yeah. It's 8 p.m. in Tashkent.
Yeah, the same. Do we have guests
Cool.
from United States, from other time zones?
I am not quite sure about that. So, if we have guests from the US, you guys can leave your comments in the comment section, and then we know that you're from the States or from other different time zones.
Good. So, as I understood, we have two organizers, Startup Garage and Pivot Uzbekistan.
Yeah, that's right. Startup Garage and Pivot. Pivot is a media platform. Garage is a venture studio in Tashkent. Also, we have Founder School. It's an entrepreneurial school for future founders. So yeah.
Good.
All right. Temirlan, how is life?
Life is great. Thank you.
Life is great. Dynamic, right?
Always. Million things to do, but I've never felt more alive.
Yeah, our
Great.
team is still in the office, huh? We usually
I'm
work
so-
until midnight.
It's so exciting to see Sanjar building a startup in his, I don't know, like 40s or 50s, and that's so refreshing, you know, like.
Yeah. Actually, I'm 46, turning 47 very soon in January.
Great. Still.
Yeah, I was waiting for this moment when my eldest sons grown up, so I can do business with them.
Great.
But
I
we
have
as a
specific
part
questions
of the
about
youngest team, we as a part of the youngest team, we motivate Sanjar and share our
Of
energy
course.
with him. So he's always energized, you know.
Sure.
Cool.
All right. I think we can kick off. We have about 20 people. People are joining one by one. Great. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's video chat, and thank you so much, Sanjar and Temirlan, for allocating some time. Although you guys have very hectic and then, like super busy schedule these days, especially after you guys raised your first $1 million. Like, congratulations, by the way. Because like fundraising, to some extent, it's an achievement, but it's more like an obligation. So you have to be building something great, and then you have to justify what you're actually raising, right, from investors.
Yeah, of course. It's it's not our first fundraise in our life. You can imagine. So we just recently exited several businesses. Actually, I'm coming from quite traditional business segment, which is engineering and construction. Of course, we have information technologies business. We have a system integrator. We do different security systems. But I exited from all the major businesses, and either I exited from the capital, or I was transferred to the board of directors as the chairman. So I fully dedicate my time now to Armeta AI and my eldest son, Temirlan. So this is why we're so excited to build something really new, revolutionary, and to have a very big impact, at least on the industry that we're working in. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for answering my first question already. And
Yeah.
that was supposed to be about your background. So thank you, Sanjar.
Yeah,
So
well, background is quite fast. I have 25 years of the industry expertise. I started to work in investment companies that were ordering different construction projects, that were used to invest a lot in construction, in building something new. And the industries were quite diverse. We're talking about oil and gas, chemicals, mining and metals, infrastructure, power generation and transmission. So there were a lot of industries that have been involved so far. And then back in 2013, I became entrepreneur myself, because before that I was a top manager working for quite big enterprises and international corporations here in Kazakhstan and also in Europe, in CIS countries. And well, since 2013 until 2025, I've been building one of the largest engineering and technology companies in Central Asia, which is doing quite successfully nowadays. And this year I decided to quit and fully concentrate and dedicate my attention to what we're building with Temirlan within the Armeta AI, because we have collected, I would say, a quite specific domain wisdom and expertise within these 25 years. And when Temirlan joined me 4 years ago, when he graduated from Polytechnical University in Germany, he brought his passion, young mindset, Silicon Valley mindset into my business. He has identified very quickly the pains, the problems of the industry, and then we decided to join our forces as dad and son duo, building something impactful in our industry. This is how we got here.
Temirlan, tell me about how did you get Silicon Valley mindset by just being in Germany, not in Silicon Valley?
It's a philosophical question, to be honest. Let me start from here. Initially, Sanjar is a very curious mind himself. I remember when I was a little almost man, Sanjar used to tell me a lot of different things about Silicon Valley, about California state in general, about startups, venture capital, about the ecosystem. And to me and to my younger brother, Arlan, who we're going to talk about as well, I think, during this interview, during this podcast. So initially started from gathering knowledge from him personally. Then I started getting intrigued by it myself, started digging through that. And since it is pretty interesting space for young minds, they are more supportive in terms of the young guys who would love to get into that space. So the people in the ecosystem, they're eager to share their knowledge. So I started talking to people, started reading stuff, so something like that.
That's great. So was it just like an inspiration or like hard push from Sanjar's side to push you to Polytechnical University, or like did you actually make a choice on your own? Because I know that Sanjar is coming from engineering background and from that business side, but how was your choice?
This thing is what I respect Sanjar for, like objectively, in terms of being a dad, that he never pushed me to do anything, He was always like, if you want to go be an actor, go be an actor, But of course, there were some situations where he told me which could be the best useful tips to follow among the ones that people tell me, and he personally told me. And he directed me in the right direction, but since my young age, if I could say so, I was always interested in technology and building stuff. So I finished physics and math school here in Kazakhstan, and that's where my interest started initially, which then extended to my university studies in a Polytechnical University, and where I got the experience of the first working experience there in Europe. Started working there in Germany, and in parallel I was interested in what Sanjar is doing, and we started crossing paths in terms of the proficiency and something like that. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now let's talk about your path to startup ecosystem. As we heard that you already had a very stable business and a very huge business, since it was one of the largest businesses in the entire Central Asia. We know that startup is all about instability. It's all about like ups and downs and pains. Why did you decide to leave your business to some extent and then all go into this startup, Armeta AI?
At some point, it becomes boring to do the same stuff, you know, on annual basis. You see,
Okay.
I built a business which is of a Central Asian scale. It's quite hard to export domain-specific services like construction or engineering because it's very much linked to local standards and norms, you know. So you have to have a local team of people. We're talking about hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, you know. So it's hard to escalate yourself, scale yourself globally. I could do it, but it would take me, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to do so, maybe regional wise, etc. So in order to make this kind of quantum jump, you know, to all those markets that I want, information technologies and AI, this is the only, let's say, industry that is able to scale, that is able to assist me in scaling what I'm doing best. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this is first of all. Secondly, we understand that the problems and pains of our industry, because I have multiple of joint ventures with global leaders, all of them are in top 10 engineering corporations of the world. So I realized that the pains that I face on a daily basis are the same like in US, Brazil, Qatar, Japan, whatever. So all countries the same, regardless of the enterprise workflow, regardless of the government workflow in construction permitting processes, for example, yeah. Everywhere is the same, more or less. In some countries, it is more automated, less human impact. In other countries, it's more centralized, more manual. A lot of repetitive tasks are done during the permitting process, etc. So, but nevertheless, the problem is there, and it's not solved yet. So this is why we took a decision to penetrate.
Great.
And then. Building something together with my eldest son, this is what excites me most. Through building something with Temirlan, you see, I didn't have a father. Yeah, my father died when I was 10 years old. So I was alone, and I made my let's say successes when I was at the late 30s. And I don't want for my kids, for my children, to have the same fate. I would like for them to gain success much quicker and in a much earlier ages. So what is the best to show to your son how to do a business? To engage yourself in a business with him. This is going to be the best example because you're going to help fine-tune certain processes. You're bringing your expertise, your wisdom, your practicality in what we're building. And this is why we're starting already not just as a pure startup, but already a company that has certain mindset and corporate culture that we're bringing from our traditional businesses.
All right. Now let's talk about your relationship in a business. It's very rarely to see a dad and a son to be a business partners, because I'm not sure why, but like naturally, it's not something that comes together like very easily. For example, it's very common that like children are usually criticized a lot even when they go to like driving experience, for example, like especially when their dads are next to them. That's like, believe me, like huge pressure on them, you know, like pressure actually doubles. How is in your case? How you guys are handling the cooperation, like partnership?
You see, I'm quite tolerant. Yeah. So my method of delivering information, educating my kids. I have 5 children, by the way. Yeah. So, but there is a gap between the eldest, between Temirlan and the rest of the team. Yeah, so my daughter is 10, my junior sons, they're 5 years old and 2 years old. So there is a big gap, but still, the best education is an example. I treat my sons as my friends, first of all. So I never criticize them in a way that it fully jeopardizes the relationship. and there is no way back. You know, I never fired the bridges, through which I'm walking, and I'm very much respectful to their opinions. I even appreciate when there is an autonomy, and I really appreciate when there is an initiative coming from them. I mean, I'm not quite, I would say, regular dad, I would say, because we're hanging out together with them. So it's not very much traditional, I would say. So, but this is the way I live, Muhammad. Yeah, this is the way I live. This is the way I built family values through not building the hierarchy that is quite strict. I know our Eastern countries and Eastern mindset, there is a very big gap between the parents and the kids, but this is not my case. I'm not saying that I'm too liberal, I'm too democratic, but I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to invest in mental growth of my kids, so they can become quite quick, quite fast. Let's say my level of understanding the things, the life. And they have the same expectations and stuff, you know. So this is the approach. Maybe Temirlan can add from his side.
I was just going to, I was just going to ask a question from Temirlan. Do you confirm what he said, or?
Yeah. First of all, he's not holding me hostage.
Show your hands.
Yeah. Second of all, you know, when we were in San Francisco talking to other founders, one phrase was always repeated: "Man, I would never work with my dad, you know, because we would kill each other or something like that. We could just start a fight, you know." But this is not the case for us. I mean, to be completely honest, when I just started working with him, you know, it was kind of I felt some kind of pressure, you know, because I was trying to do my best to show myself as a grown man, you know, but I was still very not that experienced and stuff, you know, and every single mistake that I did was truly hurtful, you know, to me. And I was always like, yo, man, why I'm like this, you know, he's too harsh, he's too strict. But you know, time went past, and now I realized that for the past 4 years, I've grown so much that I've never met anyone who reached that type of growth in such a short period of time, because I was always trying to do my best to be the good son, you know, first of all, but on a subconscious level. But second of all, because as Sanjar mentioned, when you're a dad trying to teach your kids stuff, first of all, you're trying to be practical, but you're trying to be as honest as possible, you know. So his honest reviews, his honest opinion on my downsides were eye-opening, you know. So I truly tried to do the best and follow his tips and his lessons. And you know, this is a big issue, to be honest, with all of my friends that I've seen, that you have to take criticism, you know, but in a constructive way. Because
Sure, it's something like, I would say, social construct that we are still being unable to get rid of it. But I think like peoples are changing, their mindset is like shifting from to the right side. I believe it's gonna be good in the future. So you have 3 children, right, Sanjar? 2 sons and 1 daughter.
Five.
Oh, there we
Four
go.
sons and 1 daughter.
Oh, okay. So Temirlan is the eldest one.
Temirlan is the eldest. Arlan is the second, and then 3 juniors.
Great. So that's why Temirlan has more pressure than Arlan, and Arlan is like more like, you know, like free lifestyle and then building a startup on his own. No, I mean, you believe it not, like Temirlan is definitely gonna have like this pressure because he's the eldest one in the family, and that's why I mean, there might be some factors. So let's talk about Arlan and his childhood. So such a brilliant talent from Central Asia, from Kazakhstan. And actually we're friends with Arlan. We're in like connected on LinkedIn, and then we chat a lot. And I've been following him for a while, and then he's a true growth hacker. I saw his post on LinkedIn, like even like before YC and like post YC. It was great. Like posting in his like classroom, and then the storytelling part is like so good. So tell me about his childhood. Like what made him outstanding in among his peers, for example, Sanjar.
Yeah, I will tell you one fact. I was in his school only one time in my life. The same as his mother. One time. It was, I don't know, maybe 1 year ago or something. We went either fishing or hunting with him, So I had to pass by his school, pick him up. And then administration meets me at the hall. And they're like, "Are you a new driver of Arlan or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm his dad." "You are his dad?" And they started to call all other administration people. They came into the hall. They want to see the dad of Arlan. That appeared first time in the school. So it was quite funny. So he has been autonomous all his life. He was kind of self-sufficient. I was always growing in him an attitude to life where only him is responsible for taking decisions. So you need to do mistakes. Only through mistakes you will understand the actual result of what you're doing. So, but you bear responsibility for any step in your life. Yeah, and when he was growing, he was. Of course, he was a regular kid. He liked to play video games. I used to play with him a lot when he was a kid, and then he was. I would not say that he was best in the school, but he was okay. Yeah, music. We spend a lot of time, and he plays piano wonderfully. I personally believe that music is playing a very critical role in brain forming, because music and studying new languages, these are the two major sources of neural network growth. So this is why it was my these two spheres were under my very precise attention, I would say, in his childhood. Then when he was around 10, 11, 12 years old, I started to see that he started to ask some more serious questions, not about the video games and stuff, but about my work. He started to show an interest in joining me for my meetings, so I started to take him. And I noticed that he was kind of playing game on his smartphone, but simultaneously his ears, he was listening to what is happening in the surrounding. And I gave a lot of examples of, I had a lot of failures in my life. It wasn't successes only. So, and he was the witness of all my failures, all my successes. And this is why how he was growing. And then there was a moment, I usually transfer my knowledges. I love to study somewhere, When I'm pretty tired at my traditional work, I go somewhere abroad to study for several months, sometime a year. So this is how I ended up in MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and many other universities for different executive programs. Of course, you're collecting all those knowledges, you're coming back at home, and you're trying to deliver everything that you have gained during the program to your kids, And Arlan was a very good listener. So every time that I come from MIT, Stanford, I usually transfer those knowledges to him, about the venture world. Especially venture world hit him very much. So he even decided to write a book about the venture capital. It was the name of the book is kind of doorway to venture capital for dumps, or something. So yeah. So and then at some point he decided to go that route and that space to build something. So he started to build a fashion tech startup. Then he built something in ed tech space. And then finally, he ended up in building Nia, Nazomio. Yeah, this is his path. Yeah,
that's
there
great.
is a lot. There is a lot I can say about his childhood. The things that he has faced in his life. The difficulties, problems, and everything. There are a lot of details that have their own factor and impact. On the growth of every kid. Yeah.
You just mentioned the role of an art, music in child's like learning or growth. My experience in South Korea, I mean, I've been there for a year. Like I basically went there to study computer science, but eventually I ended up dropping out of college because I read so many articles that to be a real startupper, I have to be dropping out of university. That's why I did this. That's a joke. And then there, when I spend my time working as an English and math teacher alongside with people from Canada and the States, um, the fact that how South Koreans embedded this art and music into their education system, it really amazed me. For the kid, like for me from Central Asia, post-Soviet country, yet we have classes on art and music, but they're not really integrated into our education system. And then there I saw that how it actually has a huge impact on child's growth and then learning experience. So now we can see the clear example of how Arlan basically, went through this process. Great. So they're asking a question about, so what did you focus on raising your children? He said that question to you, what did you focus most when you were raising your children?
The major lesson was you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to fail a lot. I mean, don't be broken. Never be broken. Yeah, restart. Always restart. Have energy to do so, because life is always. It is so complicated in terms of God is giving you successes, God is giving you problems, God is giving you everything on your way, and you have to face it with an open heart and with so much positive and energy to overcome it. So this is the major lesson that I was given to them. So each of them is so strong in life, I would say. So whatever problems both Temirlan and Arlan faces, and even my juniors, they overcome those problems. This is the number one lesson, So I'm keep growing in them this strong attitude to any obstacles in life that they can face. Even we discussed with them that anything can happen, up to the death of your parents, up to the death of your close friends. You can face even legal consequences of your actions, whatever you take. So this is why we're discussing all of those. And theoretically, they know any kind of obstacle that they can face potentially in life. This is number one on which I'm putting the accent. Number two, entrepreneurship. Yeah. So you cannot just become an entrepreneur at once. For example, how we have been breaking this in Arlan, because he was introvert. Yeah, initially, when he started to build a fashion tech startup, he had to face the interaction with youngsters, with girls especially, because fashion is where all girls are, And because he was introvert and he was at his, 14 years old or something, So we decided with him that he's going to a shopping mall. He's going to stop talking to girls. He's going to ask their opinions on the mobile app that he has created. What was the name, Tim? Dresser AI, And that was the breaking moment in him. Within one day, he started to interact with girls, asking their opinions, and then security guards asked him to go away from the shopping mall because he was
too active, right?
Yes.
Right.
So it was too much of him there. These kind of things that help shape, the guy. And then, of course, interacting and building image in the social space, opening accounts in LinkedIn, in Instagram, in TikTok. While this kind of building a communities in social spaces, it's done virtually. You're not actually interacting, but on another side, the youngsters, they treat it like a real world, For them to make this step is a major one. So what this number two lesson was, regardless of what you're capable of, how you're ready to express yourself, do it. Don't be frightened that people are going to hate you or are going to express their opinion. Regardless of the opinions of the communities, of your subscribers and followers, just do what you would like to do. Talk about your startup, talk about the way of life, your lifestyle and stuff, Be open, and this is the way you're going to receive your first feedback from your potential users, So this is how we did, you know, and he was because he was so much motivated by the potential success that his startup is going to bring. So he overcame all those obstacles interacting socially.
All right. So did he have any success cases with his like previous startups? Let's say a few number of paid users, or like a few bucks of MRRs, or like Nozomi was the first successful one.
No, he had quite a success story with Extra Curify. He has, I don't remember now, it was kind of 30 or 40,000 subscribers of his app, but it wasn't about money, because he has faced this problem while at school. You know, he wanted to build up an app that would help schoolers to find a suitable university and suitable program, you know. So he was building kind of a solver of a problem for himself, and he built it as a charity project, you know, and it was successful, yeah. So the fashion tech startup he couldn't finish because he faced some I would say technical issues, because ChatGPT was just recently released. It was the version 2 that was released at the time or something, you know. So the technology stack was not yet there, you know, to help him and support him, because it was quite dependent on AI, you know, at that moment. So this is why he left this idea and he pivoted to building something useful for society.
All right. As an experienced entrepreneur, what would you say to people, to young people who are just starting their startup and then who are in a dilemma about entering a certain market because they have zero domain experience? For example, a guy who's just graduating from high school, yeah, he knows coding, or at least he can do vibe coding, right? But he has nothing, he knows nothing about medicine. He knows nothing about clothing industry. What would you tell them? Should they keep going and building stuff, or should they find someone from that domain, or what is your advice?
There are several options. Yeah, it's very responsible answer, I would say, that I should give. You see, first of all, what we have seen with Temirlan while in Silicon Valley, we have seen several startups, YC founders, you know, they have graduated from famous accelerators, raised a lot of money, and then ended up with nothing, you know. So they either bankrupted or completely pivoted to a different industry, etc. Why? Because they came to a domain-specific industry, like construction, for example. Construction is a deep tech, it's very domain-specific. You have to have a life and working experience. You have to have a competency to work in this kind of segment, as well as other segments. Without working in that industry, you will not understand all sides of it, and you can potentially fail. This is why, for example, Arlan has chosen an industry that do not require a domain expertise, because he's creating a software tool for software programmers. Yeah, so it's one domain. You are in one domain. You are building a domain tool for domain users.
Almost for your own.
Yes, exactly. Yes, but when you are trying to build a software for construction tech, this is something different. Yeah. So my first advice: do not go to domain-specific industries. Try to solve a problem that are in your school community, university community. The problem that is somehow related to your lifestyle, education. I don't know, anything that. Where you can gain knowledges, or you are gaining knowledges while studying, you know, at school or university. Try to choose that industry. This is first advice. If you cannot generate ideas for a startup, for example, yes, there is nothing bad about it. Go and try yourself working in a big company. I would even recommend, do not go to a technological company. Go to a traditional company where you can see a lot of traditional problems. Like, for example, a traditional bank, or a traditional marketplace, or a traditional, I don't know, car manufacturing company, you know, or something. Try to identify the niches, look at the business processes, and come as an auditor. Do not come there just to work, you know, and receive a salary. Go there with a very external view that you would build someday something that would solve for them their problems, you know. Come as an internal auditor for their workflows. Come from this angle. if you have chosen to go to work in a technological company, that's not bad as well. I mean, you can educate a lot and see the modern business processes, the modern technologies, the technological stack that is applied in that technological company and stuff, you know. And then you can repeat a better analogy, you know, for the world. So there are multiple options, I would say, multiple.
Okay, thank you. Here's a related question from the audience. They're saying that we have different sectors, right, in the market. The market you chose, which is like construction industry, it's a heavy industry, and then it's like prone to change. People there like almost living with their old school mindset. So what kind of problems do you face when implementing something new, especially like startup solution to them? Because if you present them, let's say, I'm not sure, like they're saying AutoCAD or like 3D Max, they're having very hard time to accept this and then start using in their own industry. So what kind of problems are you facing right now in this construction industry?
Yes, first of all, when you are choosing, like us, domain-specific industry for your startup, be prepared to say a lot of no's on your way. Yeah, because there are a lot of venture funds that are focused purely on construction tech or property tech. They're, I would say, synchronized with the mentality of construction industry itself. They are more conservative than general VCs, much more conservative. When we came to the Bay Area with Temirlan, our first meeting, we were shocked. We received so much criticism from them, you know, because we came with, our first idea was a copilot, you know, for construction engineers. So we created an AI assistant, a GPT wrapper, you know, that helps to answer the different polytechnical questions, generate different technical documents, you know, do some estimations and stuff, you know. I would say pretty regular and needed stuff for engineers, but because we came with a copilot idea, they told us, hey guys, you are already 1 year old with your idea. Copilot was in trend in Bay Area 1 year ago, you know, it's not more
no,
in
it's
trend, no.
agentic era, huh?
Yeah, you should bring something agent, a la agent style, you know, or something. So you are already outdated, you know. This is the moment of our pivot, you know.
Yeah.
So we realized and understood that GPT wrapper is not the solution for problems anymore. So we have to go deeper. We have to train our own foundational models, you know. We have to customize, use open source solutions, you know. Try to be more specific, you know, and stuff. So this is why we pivoted towards building our solutions based on the trained models and trained with the data to which we have access. Thanks God. Huh? And yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. You're done with the answer?
Yeah. Maybe I didn't answer the original question. No.
No, you answered the original question. So the question was what kind of problems you face in your industry while
then
onboarding your clients or implementing
the venture capitalists. Yeah, be expected to
these are your clients as well, because you have to sell them your idea.
Of course. And then clients from our industry. If you are tackling to solve problems in a conservative industry like ours, be ready that you're going to face a lot of conservative people, old style, old-minded, etc. Because construction industry is 50+ industry. Huh? So there are a lot of decision makers that are of my age and higher. But thanks to AI, what is happening today? Why we are here? Because this idea of Armeta AI, it came to our mind with when ChatGPT 3.5 was released 2 years ago. But we understood at that moment that it was too early because it was hallucinating a lot. And the stack was not ready to support, again, what we wanted to build. So we decided to wait a little bit and collect more, let's say, expertise in for the startup. And then the problem, the AI is giving this huge opportunity at the moment, because you see what is happening, especially in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan and the Central Asia region as a whole. There is AI competition ongoing between the governments at the moment. And it's good. In Kazakhstan, a few weeks ago, the Ministry of AI has been created. And now the president of Kazakhstan gave KPIs to every ministry, every government agency to implement AI into their workflows. I mean, you don't need to anymore convince them to use AI. They are convinced already by the president of the republic. What do you need more? Everybody is
The
super
idea is
motivated
already
now to
verified and
integrate.
justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So it became easy in Central Asia now to deploy AI system for government use, for enterprise use, for for a lot of other customers and industries, etc. But it's not the case everywhere. But thanks again to AI, this trend is going viral in many countries, and this is the moment
Yeah.
to utilize it and monetize it.
Sure. So basically, there are two roles when you're building a startup. You are going to be either market maker or a market taker. Right now, people have to be just market takers because AI market is already justified and verified, and they don't have to go and convince someone how AI is going to be powerful in the future. And the next question is that, just like you said, there are so many people who wants to build a startup right now because of AI and stuff like that. And now they have a dilemma. Should they be building their startup for their local market, first of all, or like from day one, they can build their startup for the global market? Because you said that when you went to Silicon Valley, like Bay Area, you were already 1 year late with your Copilot idea because it's already like agentic era is coming and then it's already ending. The interesting part is agentic era is like going away. So 2026 is going to be something else.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
what should they do? I mean, young people.
Domain-specific models. Try to watch the interview of Larry Ellison from Oracle. He's speaking about that. I love this interview so much. He's telling the story about the domain-specific models because he believes very much that the century of LLMs and general let's say models is already past. So now it's an era of domain-specific. Yeah, for example, try to build something specific for construction, for medicine, for pharmaceuticals, for biotech or something. Try to choose domain, subdomain even better. The micro you go, the better.
What if they don't have domain experience? School kids, what do they do?
Tim. You are young. What's your recommendation?
Yeah, just answering the initial question. First of all, you asked about should they aim at the local market and then expand to the other ones, or just from the go start doing something with international scale in their minds, you know. I would say there are two ways. The first one would be to alpha test your product, you know, in your local market to see how people would react and try to scale it further. But, you know, even in terms of venture capital, when a startup does business only in one country, it's kind of a red flag for them. Because they would love to see the international scale, and even if you do tens or hundreds or thousands of dollars, but the original source of the money is from a single country, it would be kind of a red flag for them, as I mentioned. But anyways, you have to start from somewhere, and as a school kid, you definitely should start from the sotsum that is surrounding you. So the first idea would be to onboard your schoolmates, you know, to start doing something in the boards of your school. As Arlan did, for example, he started building his domain expertise, you know, in some kind of sense from edtech space. So he was a student, so he was a part of edtech ecosystem, you know. So he saw problems, he saw what could be done, and even with no domain expertise, he created it artificially, like his domain expertise using his own surroundings in terms of school and educational systems. And
yeah, guys, I absolutely support what Tim just said. What I would like to underline, you can raise 1 million, 2 million US dollars just having a revenue of $2,000 per month, but coming from US users, for example. Try to have 50, 60, 80 US users or something. It's already enough to raise such a big amount of money.
Great. So yeah, I also say that like as a founder, when my friends approach me or like other people, they can just start building their product like from day one with a global first mindset, because it is realistic. It's very possible right now. They can go to platforms like X, Reddit, or like some other platforms, and then they can watch what other peoples are building. And I would say that X is not just a platform what Donald Trump is tweeting about Elon Musk every morning. It's actually a great opportunity for you to grow your business, basically. So we have
Absolutely.
growth hackers, we have indie hackers there. You can just watch, and then honestly, you can just copycat and then replicate the exact same idea and then release the same product with a slightly lower price and still capture a huge pool of audience. So it's very possible. And let's move to your operations and then talk about Armeta AI. So I would love to hear a few sentences about what you guys actually do, and then I will ask a specific question about your experience in your business.
Sure thing, yeah. About our meta, we're building an AI-powered platform that automates construction project reviews and compliance. We're doing it with a wonderful team of 26 or 27 people already. One more joined recently. And we started originally from the United States. As Sanjar mentioned, we started scaling there, trying to bring our product to that market. And then we pivoted a couple of times. And just to be short, we were invited back to Kazakhstan since the AI boom here on the governmental level. And we were able to penetrate the market, and the governmental one being the first one. So we started automating the construction project reviews and compliance here in Kazakhstan. So just to be short, every project in Kazakhstan and as well as in other countries, they have to go through a so-called state expertise. That checks those projects and gives out a positive or negative results. So projects can be built or can't be. So they have to re-engineer everything and make it compliant and then apply to the state expertise once again to get the approval. So we're automating that process right now, just in 2 sentences, something like that.
All right, yeah, sounds interesting. And okay, so here's the question from the audience. They're saying that since Armeta AI works closely with the government, construction companies, or like at least B2B or B2G, and we know that this pipeline, this work process, like very harsh, and it's not for everyone to go into this market. Although like check sizes are huge enough, it's not for everyone to play this game. And how you guys are operating it easily and without being into hard conditions, like they're saying corruption issues or stuff like that. How are you dealing with these cases? And then, so here's the question from the audience. It's not my question.
Yes, it's a good question actually. I would say that in the system that is being built nowadays in Kazakhstan, we have a lot of patriotic minds, I would say, in our government. Yes, our system is quite easternized, you know, quite corruptive and stuff, but there are also a new generation of minds that would like to change, that would like to reform the system, you know. And of course, when a KPI is coming from the president himself, that would like to change the system, make it less corruptive. AI and automation is the only instrument that is going to make this reform, because you cannot change the man that is already 50 plus. If he used to take bribes for 40 years of his career, he's not going to change just in one day.
Sure.
Only automation, AI can do it, you know. So and thanks God, we have a good gentleman in our government that are super supportive in bringing that into the space, you know, of the government workflows. And we have this kind of protection of those gentlemen who would love really to make a disruption, to bring efficiency. And because this is not, I mean, the secret that our Central Asian governments are struggling at the moment because of Russian-Ukrainian war. Because, I mean, the logistical route, they collapsed, you know, the trade collapsed in the region and stuff. So there is a very negative impact on our budgets. And of course, our governments are looking for the ways how to increase efficiency. And AI is the only way how to do it very quickly. Where Kazakhstan and both Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan were so much far away from the oceans. And the only thing that we're able to build is not, I would say, not able. Let's say we should look at the countries from the competitive point of view. Yeah, look at Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. Yes, we are full of natural resources. Some politicians say we need to build up manufacturing industry and stuff, you know. But how you are going to export the valves, for example? Yeah, how you're going to export the pipes? the effectiveness to do logistics, I mean, logistics is effective when you're doing this, when you're close to the sea. Like United Arab Emirates, where you have a network of different seaports, you have all those connections with the international markets, etc. But it's not our case. We have to transport thousands of kilometers through heavily sanctioned regions to be at international markets. So it's not our case. So what we need to do, we need to sell the services that of a high value with a lot of added value. And we're talking about the digital services. This is #1 priority for Central Asia. To grow these kind of segments and sectors. We need to build data centers. We need to build power generation plants that are going to become a feedstock for those data centers. We need to invest in IT infrastructure. We need to invest in education. Those are the industries that are going to have a greater and long-term impact on our societies, not the rest of the traditional businesses, unfortunately. Yes?
Exactly, you're right.
Yeah, and our governments, we're lucky that our president, at least, he understands this, and he's going towards the way to develop the digital ecosystem, the digital infrastructure in Kazakhstan. And we see what is happening in Uzbekistan. And we would love to enter your market as well. By the way, we're planning to open an LLP company there quite soon and register ourselves in IT Park. We have been invited already. So we would like to bring our solutions and our mindset that we have experienced here in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan as well. We love your country so much. I visit Tashkent and Uzbekistan quite often. We have a lot of friends there, and culturally we're so similar. And yes, we need to combine our forces and achieve one goal.
Exactly, yeah. So you're right. We should combine our forces because our market is small enough. We can consider this like entire Central Asian market. Instead of competing with each other, the countries should be joining their forces, and then they can be turning into some like a better force, right? Cool. Here are some 2 consecutive questions. The first one is, what is your recommendation for people who are building B2G solutions, but they don't have strong connections at the government level? That's the first question.
Yes. Try to find a co-founder that is going to cover GR for you.
Okay.
Take for example, a guy of, let's say, 30 plus age that is experienced enough, but simultaneously young enough with the young mindset that is going to guide you through the government corridors. This is the only way. You need to understand how the government works, how the tendering process works, how the public-private partnership works, etc. There are plenty of different formats how you can collaborate with the government. You need to deeply understand all the workflows, all the approvals within the governments and stuff. This is very important. Of course, you need to know people inside there, yes, to approach, because you need to have a certain level of trust. This is why try to find your guy that is going to act as your GR, covering this, and focus yourself on technical issues. This is one thing. And then second thing, be proactive in social networks, because politicians, they see these young people that express good practical ideas, that build startups that are going to potentially solve their governmental problems, and be sounding. Let them see you in the social spaces, and this is going to help you. At some day they can invite you.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Next question is about you entering Uzbek market. And so far, in how many markets you guys are operating if you only launched Armeta AI? If you haven't launched, so how many markets are going to be your first in your shortlist to enter? And why Uzbekistan is among the first ones in your shortlist?
Yeah. The shortlist definitely, because we have certain, let's say, commitments to our first investor. We're opening office in Doha, okay? Because of our acceleration in San Francisco, we're going to be there. This is a must. This is like Astana, Doha, and San Francisco. This is the single headquarters, and I'm going to travel between those cities, and I'm going to live actually between all those cities. And if we're talking about the external markets, Uzbekistan and Azerbaijan are going to be the ones that we're going to come in the first instance. Because culturally, we are identical. We understand how the governmental system works in Uzbekistan and Azerbaijan. I repeat myself, I travel there quite often, so I know the people, I know the mentality. It's similar to ours, and I don't see difficulties of us penetrating the market. And we have a lot of friends there, good friends.
All right. Also, you have to be entering the market that you know well, because since you're starting your venture journey step by step. That should be the markets to go on. And next question, I think we cannot leave this chat without touching the topic on AI bubble. And just yesterday I was reading a news and it said that so far there has been like over 26,000 AI startups or like ventures that have received venture funding. That's crazy, you know? Just over the part of 6 months, 2025, over $100 billion were deployed only for this sector. I believe that AI bubble is very close because I myself is an AI engineer, like it was over like 3 to 4 years of experience. And then just yesterday, one of the venture funds partner contacted me and said that, hey, this is what Warren Buffett is warning us about AI bubble. So that I wanted to let you know that you also tell in your own circle that AI bubble is coming and it's very close. So what do you think about that? Besides, you're building Armeta AI, like AI startup.
Yeah. First of all, we decided to remove AI from our name. This is our answer to upcoming bubble. We are just Armeta from this day. Yeah. So actually, we can call it a bubble, but you see, when a critical mass of cash is invested in one industry, yes, of course it's going to be a bubble because it's a huge inflation factor. But as a result of this bubble, because this industry is overfinanced, there will be a lot of positive results. Believe me, this is organic output of every huge investment that has been happening historically with the humankind history.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a science. Yeah. So, I mean, something will be left there. We cannot precisely say what is going to be the long impact of it. But I personally believe that there won't be a bubble that is going to collapse and destroy the economies. I don't believe in such a bubble.
Exactly.
So,
I agree with this point. And yeah, bubble is going to happen anyways, because it's been confirmed and then it's been stated by so many partners, like managing partners, for example. Sequoia's managing partner, he also mentioned that bubble is going to happen. It definitely happens because you never know, especially in this like startup ecosystem, which startup is going to, you know, skyrocket, is going to fly into like 100 or like 1000x. It will definitely happen. But what's good about AI than .com bubble is that AI can be integrated into any industry specifically, and then it can go as deep as possible. Like, bubble happens when you put a lot of stuff into one sector, right? But AI, we're not doing the same thing with AI because, as you said, 2025 was agentic AI era, and the next year is going to be like domain-specific AI startups. That means it's already like going too wide into all this like industry and in the market. AI would happen if we only stick to this GPT wrappers, because ChatGPT is just honestly, it's a general purpose technology. It's not like domain specific technology. So that we're good to go. So no problems with AI bubble in the future, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Muhammad. Yes, have the same.
All right, cool. Also, I think there's something missing in this talk. We would be so happy to see Arlan as well. I know he's so busy, but we would love to invite him to our next talk, and it would be great if you can help with that, because it's so inspiring for everybody. It doesn't really matter if they are like in their, I mean, teenagers or like adults or like people in their 40s. Anyways, it's so inspiring example from Central Asia to Silicon Valley. First of all, like to London, entrepreneurship first, and then to Silicon Valley. Can you help with that? Can we invite
sure, Muhammad? Sure.
Yeah, next time. Okay.
Yeah, give him some time now, because he just returned to San Francisco. He's concentrating on building his product, because he was in the media for 2 months or so. He's quite, I mean, exhausted at the moment. So he asked me not to intervene in his space for some time. So yeah,
of course.
At a later, we will organize it, Muhammad. No problem.
All right. Thank you so much. And before we wrap up, please leave your final thoughts. Temirlan, Sanjar, what are your final thoughts? What are your recommendations, piece of advice that you can give to the audience because we basically asked all the questions in the comment section. So
yeah, let me start. I would say be as fundamental as possible, especially in this so-called AI bubble that you mentioned, since many people, they try to cover the tip of the icebergs, you know, in terms of the AI capabilities. They try to use large language models without thinking about which type of data it was trained on, which technology stack was used, and everything else, you know. And the data in context is very important things nowadays. And I would say in terms of developing product is the data that you're using, you know, since the technology stack comes to the point of that almost everyone can execute projects, but not everyone can build it on a quality data, you know, so something like that. And this approach goes beyond the technological stack, but just try to be fundamental as possible in terms of the research, in terms of approaching startups, you know, as a whole. Try to go further and deeper as possible, not to be on the tip of the iceberg.
great.
Yeah.
Mindset matters a lot. So Sanjar?
Yeah. Ship fast, guys. Don't be afraid of the market reaction, because I mean, technology is giving you so many instruments and tools at the moment to experiment. For example, my last startup, it took me 1.5 years to build it. Guys, don't repeat my mistake. Ship it fast. Do it in 1 week. Throw it to the market. See how the people react to it. I mean, this is the only way you're going to succeed.
Great. I mean, honestly, it's so funny to see how I think you guys basically change your positions, because when I'm asking the same question, what Temirlan is saying, hey guys, focus on like context specific data, and then, you know, calm down. Sanjar is like, guys, ship fast, go build today and then build in public.
We're
Great,
grounding
I loved it.
for each other, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much for allocating your time. And then I think it's time to finish. But I would definitely love to keep this talk for another like few hours, but I know that your time is limited and then you have like very precious time. So thank you. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Mohammed, and see you probably in December in Tashkent, because we're coming there to register our company. So I will be glad to meet you in person and the team. So
Definitely. I can send you a message to your profile.
Of course.
So yeah, I dropped you a message. So thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Have a great
all.
evening.
Thanks.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye, community. Bye.